Alright friends, today I'm reviewing the Peak Design Everyday 30 liter version 1 backpack. It's in charcoal. I've been living with this bag for the last 2 years. It was a gift from my sister and her husband. So anyway, I want to walk you through it, what I like about, what I don't like about it, why I'm getting rid of it, and what's next. And by the way, I just shot this entire video, went to see how it looked, and saw that I had no images in my folder on my camera. So here's version 2 of the review. This is the Peak Design Everyday 30 liter bag. It's big. I'm 6'3". It's a great size for someone who's 6 feet or older or taller. It does not have an adjustable harness system, which means that you cannot move this up and down, as you may see with like the Shimoda bags and others like that. That means that you can't really adjust how this fits on your back. You can adjust the straps, which are going to move it kind of up and down for sure, but it's not going to sit as comfortably on your back if you are a smaller person, and so you want to take that into account for sure when buying this bag. It's also available in the 20 liter. So first let's start with the harness system. It's padded, but it's not particularly comfortable in my opinion. It has this interesting chest strap, which is kind of this like clever buckle. It's removable, you know, whatever. It has a bunch of different settings. This is kind of the sternum strap that goes across your chest. In addition, there's some padding on the back. There's no internal frame in this pack, which means that you can see it bending here as I'm putting a little bit of weight on it. There's no rigidity to this frame, so it just sort of like sits on your back. It's a little bit padded and it sits there. In the waist belt area, there's a waist belt. It's currently stowed, but it's basically this fabric, and that means it's essentially like a seat belt. Not padded, it just sits on your waist and clasps, and I think really the design is more around like preventing it from moving kind of like too much off your back, maybe when you're like bicycling or walking. I've certainly used it while biking. And it's effective at preventing the bag from like flinging over kind of your side. But it's not something that's going to transfer a lot of weight to your hips or make this bag particularly comfortable for a long walk. Moving around, there's pockets on the sides. These can accommodate a liter of water, which is great, a Nalgene size. The kind of one of the aspects of this bag that was innovative is this what they call mag latch system, and it's magnetic. You can see it's kind of attaching itself here, and then it also has a latch here. So I was initially a little bit worried about this, like how durable and how reliable would this be. It's still working after 2 years and a ton of use. It's a really well designed latch and it works great. And the benefit of this is it allows you to adjust up to 4 different capacities. And the benefit of that is, you know, this bag I think extends up to 37 liters from 30, which is pretty huge. And if you're using the 37 liter setting for a lot, then you probably need to upgrade to a 40 to 60 liter bag, I would say. At the largest capacity, it's not fully waterproof because water can come in, and I've done this before and it has been an issue. It does come in the sides. But like I said, if you're on that setting a lot and you're using a bag, you know, at its maximum capacity that often, and you need to probably upgrade. So, you know, there are handles galore. There's a handle here, there's a handle here, there's a handle on the other side, there's even a handle on the bottom. And that's basically the exterior. We'll start here with just the kind of non-camera related essentials. This is the back pocket. There's a nice cushy, quite large fabric. It's got a stretchy kind of material, kind of like a lycra or something like that, which I think is like used without or throughout the bag, which is a really nice feature. It just gives it this kind of plush, kind of like, I don't know, just comfortable feel to it, even with pockets. This is a 13-inch laptop, but the bag can accommodate up to a 17-inch, and it slips in the back. I actually can slip this into the tablet. This is currently in the tablet section, so there's a separate tablet and laptop section. So it fits very comfortably in there, and zippers. I'd say that's like a great feature and something that's very comfortable. It's going to sit on your back right here. behind this padding here. So it does actually give a little bit of form to the bag when you have a laptop in there. I'm not sure that you want that pressure on your laptop though. Granted, it's not exactly intended to provide structure to a backpack, but it is notable that that's the case. The other thing is the way I've got this configured right now, you can see I have a cavernous upper kind of non-camera section. And I've got my headphones in there right now and the mask, of course. But this is an adjustable section. You can have this smaller if you have less camera gear. You can have it larger if you want more storage for non-essential items. And this is an important thing for me. This was kind of an essential aspect of the Peak Design bag for me and why I was attracted to the bag in the first place. I need storage for personal items, hiking gear, headphones, non-camera items like a coat, groceries if I'm going grocery shopping, things like that. So that was an important factor for me. Now going into the inside of the bag, there's pockets on both sides. Both these flaps open up. I store I'm an amateur. I store my filters and battery and store an extra hard drive in these side pockets. There's a lot more storage than what I'm using it for. These are padded on the exterior, so you don't have to worry about stuff in there, kind of pressure being placed on that stuff and then having that stuff affect your gear. It's really pretty effectively designed. The whole exterior shell has, I don't know, maybe like a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch of foam padding. So it's a padded bag, but it's okay. I wouldn't say it's like exceptionally well padded, but it's fine. The way I have it configured right now is I've got the telephoto in the bottom area. I've got a 70-300 VR Nikon in here, but it could easily accommodate, and I've done this before, 70-200 f2.8, so it's wide enough to fit the full lens. Then I have this pop up, and I've got this 24-70. This is a Tamron, but it can fit the Nikon as well in this portion. And then what I do is I fold this divider down, and I put my D850 with a 16-35, which is what I'm filming this with, inside this area, and it kind of makes that L shape that's traditional of kind of where the SLR camera bodies fit in. And you can see that that's just really the bottom, maybe 2/3 of the bag. And that leaves this whole portion here, which is expandable for non-camera related items, which I think is just a great design. So okay. All right, so this is another thing that I like about the bag. It has these great dividers that are adjustable in terms of where you put them in the bag. They're Velcro, but then they also pop up, and I think a lot's been written on these, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I will say that, for example, I've carried a Sigma 150-600, which is a pretty big lens, attached to a D850, and I've been able to put that in the side zone here. Now it throws the bag off, the weight's not perfect, it's not super well padded, so I'm not like crazy about that, but in a pinch, yeah, this bag can accommodate like a massive telephoto lens, super telephoto, which is pretty incredible for a bag of this design. So it's very flexible and very kind of well designed in that way. So, all right, let me get to the meat of this and maybe bullet out for you some of the things I like and some of the things I don't like about this bag. All right, first thing I like is the capacity, right? It's huge capacity, it's expandable capacity, and that is a big thumbs up. The flexibility of the bag design as well, I think, is really cool. You can basically treat this like a laptop bag or a camera bag or a combination of both. You can treat it as a everyday carry around town, a grocery shopping bag. I mean, you can really do a lot of different things with this bag, and I think that makes it a really good unibag purchase. If you're purchasing one bag and you want to basically be able to do everything very well, then this is a great bag to have. It also looks good. I mean, come on, it's a great looking bag. It looks like a cool Silicon Valley camera bag, right? And I think that that's why people bought into this and like it. It also has a ton of pockets, which I think is another nice feature. It's worn really, really, really well. It's a super durable finish. I can say that after using it for 2 years. There's very little wear and tear. The resale value is pretty good. I'm selling it and getting back about, I don't know, like a third of what I paid for it 2 years ago, and that's with a version 2 already out there. And it's a good bag. So what do I not like about it, and why am I switching? First thing is, it has no frame. And I think this is a pretty big issue, especially if you're carrying a DSLR and a lot of equipment. I mean, my gear is like 20 pounds or something like that. So when I'm throwing 20 pounds into a bag with no frame, it just moves around. It hurts your back. Like, the straps are not particularly well built in this bag. They're not padded like the Mindshift bags or the Shimoda bags, which are, I guess, just a better design, not as well padded, or Atlas bags or other bags, f-stop bags. I mean, there's no padding here. And so your shoulders feel it. You feel 25 pounds. There's no weight strap to distribute that weight to your waist. It is not a great bag for carrying a lot of weight, and that is something that has been a major issue for me. I think this bag and the 20-liter version are great if you have a mirrorless system, or if maybe you're just a bit stronger, like more built than I am, and you want to, you can wear that weight a little bit more easily. But I think for someone who's walking a ton every day, hiking and being around in cities, it's not the best bag for you. The other thing is, this dual zipper feature created a bit of an issue for me. Now, I say this is user error. I admit it. This is not really peak design. It's my fault. I've had a situation on 2 occasions where I had a zipper open. I didn't realize it. And I put the backpack on, I threw it on, and you know exactly what happened. My DSLR with a really nice lens went flying out of the bag and tumbled on the ground. And in one case, it was in a highly public area, and it was very, very embarrassing. But more to the point, it damaged my camera. And that's not the bag's fault, that's my fault. But I do think there's something about the design of having the dual zippers on both sides that makes it just feels a little counterintuitive, and it didn't work for me. I tried to train myself. What I ended up doing was I latched. There are these zipper pulls that are, you can disconnect this pull and reconnect it on this little rivet. And so what I did is I basically locked the zippers on one side, which rendered the bag only really opening on this side and the top. And that was a solution. It prevented the problem from happening again. But I'm kind of like maybe what's the point in having, 2 sides that open when I'm only using one? And I don't think that's just me. I think there's a little bit of a risk here for anyone, and it's just something to be very mindful of when you're using a bag like this. Like, do not put the bag on if any of the pockets are open. It seems obvious, but I did it twice, and it's something to do with this bag design, so you're forewarned. The other thing is, with the zippers, with no frame, it means that the zippers sometimes don't align properly. And I think that has to do with when you have it packed and you're kind of maxing out the capacity, there's no structure to the bag, so it's kind of moving and reconfiguring its shape to fit kind of the stuff you have in it a little bit. And it's enough that it misaligns some of the zippers, which means you need sometimes 2 hands. And the reason why that's frustrating, and I know it seems trivial, but when you're in the field and you're taking photos and you got your camera in your hand, you're taking photos, and you're like, I need to put this other lens back in the bag so I can run over here and take this shot. I want to throw the bag on and go. It means you gotta sit down, put the camera down, use 2 hands, zipper the bag, make sure both sides are zippered, throw the bag on your shoulder, and then you can pursue your subject. And that doesn't work if you're doing bird photography or even just like fired up and want to get to the next shot. It's frustrating. And that's something that I felt with this bag routinely. What else? So I'm looking at my list here, which is on an IKEA instruction manual. Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing is just like the straps are just not padded enough, which I think I mentioned already. So, if I were to sum it up, I'd say great bag, nice durable materials, lasts a long time, serves you well if you're, everyday carry type person with a mirrorless system who's walking around the city and not carrying the bag for a lot of time, or just storing your gear in a car and need kind of to get from your car to the site. It's just not the adventure backpack that I need it to be. And I think that's maybe on me for buying the wrong pack, for buying a pack that fits a different purpose than I need it to fit. And so that's why I'm getting rid of it. I've sold it for about 120 bucks. So yeah, pretty good resale value for the version 1 of a bag. It's in good shape, as I said. And I'm replacing it with a Shimoda Explorer version 2 35 liter, which will be my everyday carry. And then I've also bought a very used Atlas bags, an Atlas athlete bag that's like a 20 something capacity bag that expands up to 40, and it's really a hiking backpack. And so that's what I'm going to use for hiking, and I'm going to use the Shimoda for everyday carry. And I think that's where I got to mentally, is once you are really into photography and you're spending a lot of money on your gear, you want it to be safe and protected. You also want to carry it in a comfortable way. And I'm out there shooting in the city sometimes, and I'm out there bringing my camera to a work function or a school function or something like that. And when I'm doing that, I want an everyday carry. And when I'm out on the hiking trail, I want a hiking backpack that can also carry my camera gear. And so the Atlas will be the hiking backpack, the Shimoda will be the everyday carry and travel backpack. And I think that system works. It costs a little bit extra money, but used bags like this one and used bags like the one that I bought, the Atlas bag, are the way to go. I mean, these bags are built tough, they're durable. If you don't mind a hole here or there, they're a good purchase and a great way to save a lot of money. And so that's what I'm doing. That's my review of the bag, of the Peak Design bag. I'm going to do a Shimoda bag review when I get it, and I'll also do an Atlas bag review once I get these additional dividers that they're sending to me. But I think this is kind of where I am on the never-ending search for the best bag and best camera bag, and it is a never-ending search. But I hope this is useful information for you. I think there are a lot of these bags on the market now because the version 2 came out, and I don't think there's a big difference between version 1 and version 2. So picking up a version 1 bag is a great way to save a lot of money and to have a very functional bag, especially based on how durable these bags are. So I hope you like this review. Like and subscribe to the channel. And let me know if you have any comments or questions or thoughts about these bags. I think this is a journey we're all on, trying to find the right bag, and I love the YouTube reviews I've seen. So yeah, stay in touch and let me know what you think.